This is the WellSpan Sports Medicine Friday Night Rivals.
Week 7 brings us to Roscoe Warner Field in Harrisburg. It's that time of the season when teams are positioning themselves for playoff spots. A big one in the Mid-Penn Colonial Division. 2 teams very much in the hunt for a division title. The 5-1 Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils facing the 4-2 Susquehanna Township Indians. It's WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. Hi, everybody. Great to see you this week. I'm Phil Shaner. He is Keon Claiborne. Tonight, we'll see the best defensive team in the Colonial. Greencastle has only given up 89 points this season. A reason why their senior linebacker, Logan Schefflert, has been great.
Sure has, Phil. He's the leading tackler this season, has 92 tackles last season. He's always around the ball.
Absolutely. For Susquehanna Township, it's all speed. Lex Cyrus can flat out fly.
Yeah, he's the fastest player on the field. Last week, he had 9 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. He's got great hands. Look for him to have a big game here tonight.
WellSpan Sports Medicine's keys to the game. First for Greencastle.
They got to have ball control. You know, don't fumble it and have good hands when they conserve the ball, and don't give up the big play.
How about for Susquehanna Township?
No turnover. They don't want to harm themselves, and they want to get those playmakers the ball in space.
Both teams looking to keep pace with unbeaten East Pennsboro in the Mid-Penn Colonial. A lot on the line tonight. It's the Blue Devils and the Indians next on MyTV Central PA. Kickoff is coming up. You're watching Week 7 of WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. Yep, we're good.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Am I good? Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Week 7 in Roscoe Warner Field for Greencastle and Susquehanna Township. It's time now for the national anthem, sponsored by Pennsylvania Army National Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the Susquehanna Township High School Band plays our national anthem.
And the national anthem brought to you by our Pennsylvania Army National Guard, Susquehanna Township Band. Doing that for us tonight before Greencastle, the Blue Devils 5-1, Susquehanna Township, the Indians 4-2. This is a big game in the Mid-Penn Colonial. Both Greencastle, Susquehanna Township, and Gettysburg 2-1 in the conference behind undefeated East Pennsboro, who's 3-0. So this is a huge game for them. Greencastle, they won 4 straight until they lost to East Pennsboro 2 weeks ago, and they beat Northern York a week ago. There is their head coach, Devin McCauley, 6th season, 19-35. He's a 1990 grad of Greencastle, took over in 2018, spent 11 seasons before becoming the head coach, a JV and assistant varsity coach. And on the other side, it's Joe Heaton, took over in 2001, played at Bishop McDevitt, also played his college ball at Bloomsburg, was assistant coach at McDevitt under Ford Chapman. His son JoJo played at McDevitt, also played college football at ODU. Joe Heaton's been here for a long time at Township, since 2001. He's also a history teacher here at Susquehanna Township High School. So we are getting ready to go. Already week 7, the first Friday in October. We're getting ready for our Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Pennsylvania kickoff to get week 7 of WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals underway. Glad you can join us tonight. Phil Shaner alongside Keon Claiborne for this week 7 matchup, and we are underway. Susquehanna Township will have the football first. They're very dangerous on special teams. They have a long streak of special teams returns. It's kind of unbelievable. They have returned either a kickoff or a punt 15 straight seasons. And on the return there was Dillman. Let's take a look at this offense, and they are a high-powered offense brought to you by West Shore Home. They have scored 185 points. They're averaging 30 points a game. Dorian Smith is one of the top running backs in the Colonial. He has 9 rushing touchdowns. Torrin Evans, the quarterback, he has grown up. He's a sophomore now. He played his entire freshman season, and they have some great wideouts, including the fastest man on the field, Lex Cyrus, the 100-meter state champ in the state of Pennsylvania. There's a look at Torrin Evans, the sophomore, who's completing 64% of his passes, 12 touchdowns this season, over 1,000 yards passing. Has also rushed for 2 touchdowns. Last week, he passed for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns. First give is to Smith. Smith on the outside. Smith has a first down and a whole lot more. Crosses into midfield and knocked out of bounds at the Greencastle 45-yard line after the big run by Dorian Smith. McCulley knocked him out of bounds.
You see Smith here on the handoff. I was upfield, bounced it outside, and was just down the sidelines. He was moving. And a big pickup on the first play.
Smith is very good. 797 yards this season on the ground, 9 touchdowns. Last week, 15 carries, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns against Waynesboro. Believe it or not, going back to last season, since week 2, he's had 100 yards rushing in every game but 2 since last year for the senior, who's getting a lot of interest from college recruits. Second handoff goes to Smith. He's going to go untouched to the end zone for the score. 46-yard touchdown run. Dorian Smith and the Indians strike first, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
And he tells the stadium to chill because he knew what he was going to do as soon as he got the ball untouched. Like you said, Phil, end zone, Dorian Smith.
46 yards, the second carry from scrimmage from Dorian Smith, and he's in the end zone with his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, and Susquehanna Township is up 6-0. They normally like to go for 2. There was your Air National Guard touchdown. Dorian Smith from 46 yards, untouched off that right side for our first score of the night, and it was a quick 2-play drive, only took 42 seconds off the clock. So the Indians will go for 2. 3 men in the backfield, and there's a whistle. Looking to get the ball to big Jaden Riley, 5'10", 240-pound sophomore. He has 1 carry for a touchdown this year. They like those big bodies to get the short yardage.
False start on the offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty, still try for point.
So the penalty was on Susquehanna Township, so they'll retry the 2-point conversion. Dorian Smith, 2 carries, there he is on the sidelines, went for 46 yards for his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, now over 800 yards on the ground. He went over 1,000 last season in his junior year. Last week he had a big game, 165 yards in their 40-21 win over Waynesboro. Susquehanna Township a week ago had 441 yards of total offense. Evans to throw for the 2-point conversion. off the hands, and the two-point conversion is no good. But Dorian Smith with a big 46-yard touchdown to get everybody here at Roscoe Warner fired up, and the Indians have a 6-0 lead. It took just 2 plays for Susquehanna Township to get on the board. 46-yard touchdown run, Dorian Smith, and it's 6-0. Now we'll see Greencastle Blue Devils get an opportunity, another Highmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Pennsylvania kickoff. Trent Merlot back to get the punt, or the kickoff, I should say, but Solomon's the one that takes it. Solomon has some space and gets across the 30 down to the 31 on the return by Solomon. A 21-yard return for Solomon. Singleton Brown made the stop on the special teams. Let's meet the Greencastle Blue Devils offense. This is an offense that likes to run the football by committee. Of course, last year they were kind of a one-trick pony with Tevon Cooper, the all-state running back who's now at Shippensburg. He had 1,600 yards. So the offensive line is pretty good, playing better. A bunch of seniors on that offensive line. There's your Blue Devils starting offense, brought to you by West Shore Home. Quarterback is Logan Alvey, the senior, completing 67% of his passes, 766 yards, 7 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. Get the ball out of the backfield to Coons. Coons up across the 35, down to the 36-yard line. Tillman made the stop for Susquehanna Township. Let's meet the Susquehanna Township defense, brought to you by West Shore Home. They are kind of a bend but not break defense. And Lubold, big off that defensive line, also with Carter, and their secondary is pretty special as well. We'll see a lot of Cyrus, Tillman, West Shore Home starting defense for Susquehanna Township, and that is Mathis with the stop in the backfield for a tackle for a loss. That's his 31st tackle for the sophomore, who's played very big this season for the Indians.
Man, that's a big tackle right there. Good breakdown, and got him solo, brought him down, 3rd down.
So a 3rd and 7. Blue Devils are 27% on 3rd downs this season. Last week they beat Northern York 24-14. They had a fumble recovery, a scoop and score, and then they had 2 long touchdown passes and a field goal last week in their win over Northern York. Alvey to pass. Fires incomplete on the near sideline. Was looking for Carter McCauley, the leading receiver who has 20 catches, but that's an incomplete pass, so now a 4th down, and Andrew Bowers, the junior, will punt the football. $6-0's our score. Susquehanna Township on 2 plays. Dorian Smith with the 46-yard touchdown put them up 6-0. Andrew Bowers, the soccer player, will do the punting for the Blue Devils. Again, the Indians are very dangerous on special teams on both punt returns and kickoff returns. That man, Lex Cyrus, has 2 punt returns for a score this year. Time for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Schollenberger Januzzi Wolf LLP from Susquehanna Township. Skylar Coles. Skylar plays basketball, softball, track and field. She is going to the University of New Haven, criminal justice major. Congratulations to Skylar. Scholar athletes are eligible to win a $3,000 scholarship presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Schellenberger Januzzi Wolf LLP. Proud to support and encourage outstanding student athletes across central Pennsylvania. Congratulations to Skylar Coles. So let's see what Susquehanna Township will do in their second offensive opportunity. Torrin Evans, the sophomore, really improved from last year when he was quarterbacking this team as a freshman. They get the ball to Cyrus. Cyrus, a couple of yards, has all that speed. That's Cyrus's 38th catch of this season. And take a look at the Greencastle defense, brought to you by West Shore Home. The front three guys in this 3-4 defense have 19 sacks between the front three. The linebackers are outstanding as well. They've only given up 89 points. That's 14 points per game so far this season. They have been outstanding. There you take a look at Sal Angora, who has 6 sacks. They get it to Cyrus. Cyrus has the first down, and he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Kitchen saver first down. So Cyrus back-to-back catches. So now 39 grabs on the season for the junior Lex Cyrus.
You can even see the burst he has on that quick hitter right there. Like, his first step is lightning quick.
Everybody wants Lex Cyrus. I talked to Coach Heaton about where's Lex going to play. Is he going to be a wide receiver, a defensive back? He said he has a lot of options, and he said he might want to do track too. So a school that will say, hey, you can play football and do track. He's the 100-meter state champ in the state of Pennsylvania. Last week he had 9 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. They give the ball back to Smith. Smith right side, and he has about 7 yards on that run, brought down by Diller, making the stop. So Smith's been outstanding on his 3 carries. He has just been really tough. And one thing that Coach Heaton really likes about Smith is he's buying into pass protection. He's doing a real good job when they do pass the ball, protecting Evans and making some blocks in the backfield. Here's a look at Coach Heaton. He's been here for a long time. Always fun to talk to Coach Joe. He's having a great season. It was a few seasons ago they were winless, but now they're back. They were in the playoffs a season ago. And that is Smith breaking tackles, having the first down, and goes all the way up to the 20-yard line. And another kitchen saver first down. And Dorian Smith is having a night here already early. He already has the 46-yard touchdown, and another nice long run for the senior running back.
Sure, every yard, every touch for him has been positive so far. And a couple of them have been big chunks. Keep feeding it to him, as you can probably see they're going to do.
Coach McCauley said that Dorian Smith is their best playmaker, he thought. He said you have all those great wide receivers, but he said Smith is probably the best playmaker on the Indians' offense. They give it back to Smith, and he is stacked up. Some of the big guys there, including number 80, Sal Bangoria, 6'4", 255 senior, and also number 75, Parker Funk. Funk, he has 9 sacks, 50 tackles for some. And there's Sal. So you got Sal, you got Fogel as well. So Funk, Fogel, and Bangora, the 3 up front in this 3-4 defense, again, have combined for 19 sacks. In all, this Blue Devils defense has 23 sacks on the season. So now a 2nd and 8 for the sophomore quarterback, Evans. Evans gives the football to Tillman. Tillman on the outside, inside the 10-yard line, close to the 5, and that is a kitchen saver first down, a 1st and goal.
Just great blocking by the wideouts right there. Open up a big hole for the running back to almost get in the end zone.
So a 1st and goal for the Indians, trying to add to their 6-0 lead. They have 1 touchdown on the night, just 2 plays into their first drive. Dorian ripped one off for 46 yards. Last week they went down to Waynesboro, then they scored 21. Gave up 21 early and then scored 28 unanswered. And there's the touchdown by Evans, his 3rd rushing touchdown from 7 yards out. The sophomore keeper keeps it, and the sophomore's in the end zone for their Air National Guard touchdown.
Beautiful off the read option, and just a good block pick up. Cyrus was out there as well holding off his man, but just a good read, by the sophomore.
Torrin Evans, his 3rd touchdown of the season, a 7-yard run, and is 12-0. This was the opposite from last week, where Waynesboro put up 21 early, and then it wasn't until the second half that the Indians woke up and scored 28 unanswered to win last week 40-21 over Waynesboro. They'll go for 2. They'll give it to the big guy, Riley. Riley trying to fight his way towards the goal line and is not in. The 2-point conversion is no good. But the Indians, they have a 12-0 lead. Evans, the quarterback keeper, in for the score, and it's 12-0. You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Susquehanna Township with 111 yards of total offense on the ground. Smith 5 carries, 90 yards and a touchdown. Evans has the 1 carry for 7 yards and a touchdown. That's your 2 scores, and it's 12-0. Time for another Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield Pennsylvania kickoff. So the Indians having their way early with this Blue Devils defense that has only given up average about 14 points a game. Kickoff taken from the 10. Spinning on the return. Stop made by Davis for Susquehanna Township. We'll see if the Blue Devils can get things going. It's time to raise the roof here on Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Able Sun Roofing and Siding. The Susquehanna Township cheering section is here tonight, cheering on their Indians, looking to get win number 5 of the season. It's also homecoming tonight as they're raising the roof, celebrating the class of 1983. Hannah homecoming, 40th reunion for the class of 83. There's our Raise the Roof, brought to you by Able Sun Roofing and Siding. See if the Blue Devils can get the offense going. 1st and 10 from the 35, down 12-0. Alvey pitches the ball. Back to Solomon. Solomon, good solid run across the 40 down to the 43-yard line, and that was a good first down run. They have a number of backs that can run the ball. Burnett made the stop for the Indians.
Yeah, good pick off the pitch, just putting the shoulder down.
Solomon is averaging about 9.7 yards a carry. He has 262 yards and 3 touchdowns coming in. But they certainly, last year, was going to one guy. Cooper was getting the ball. He was getting the ball. This year, they have 4, 5, 6 guys that can carry the football for the Blue Devils, running the wing T. We saw that last week with Upper Dolphin. Handoff to Shiflett, straight ahead, his 19th carry, and Lubold made the stop. Mason, the junior, comes up and makes the stop, his 18th tackle for the Indians defense. 18 tackles on the season. He has a lot of Ivy League schools looking for him. Coach Heaton, when I talked about Mason Lubold, he said, listen, Phil, he might be the future president of the United States. He's very into government and politics. Last year, by the way, AP government, he scored a perfect score on the test. Only about 15% of the country is able to do that. And of course, Coach Heaton, the history teacher, so proud of Mason Lubold. 3rd down, big 3rd down here for the Blue Devils. And Solomon picks up enough for the first down. And that is a kitchen saver first down to move the chains. A team with only 27% on 3rd downs picked up a big one there. Good block by Shiflett, 44, leading the way.
Similar to last time Solomon got a touch, same play other way. They're just picking up the first down.
So the Blue Devils moving the football. They're averaging about 28 points a game. They've scored 170 points, 10 rushing touchdowns, 7 receiving touchdowns for the 5-1 Blue Devils. Last season they were 5-5. Ramsey gets his first carry of the game and gets just shy of midfield down to the 49-yard line, so picks up a couple of yards. Riley in on the stop. Ramsey, the leading rusher on this team. That's his 59th carry of the season. Has 350 yards, averaging about 6 yards a carry with 2 rushing touchdowns in the season for the senior, Xavier Ramsey. Last season, Greencastle 5-5. They won their first 4 games of the season, then lost 5 straight, and then won the final game of the regular season against Shippensburg a year ago. Pass incomplete on the far sideline as they were trying to get the ball to Blake Diller. The senior couldn't hold on to it, and it was broken up by Davis. The senior was able to be a little physical on Diller to knock that out.
It was good coverage over there from Davis.
So another 3rd down coming up for the Blue Devils. They trail 12-0. It's the running game that has hurt the Blue Devils defense tonight. The Indians with over 100 yards rushing on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns, the long one by Smith and then the short one by the quarterback Evans. 2 missed 2-point conversions. We stand at 12-0. And there is a timeout on the field. Coach McCauley will take a timeout to talk over this big 3rd and 8 coming up. Coming up next week, hard to believe it is week 8, but we will stay right here in the Mid-Penn Colonial Division, and we'll get a look at the unbeaten East Pennsboro Panthers as they take on Shippensburg. East Penn, they want to win the Colonial Division. They're 6-0. This week they're at Northern York. Shippensburg area, the Greyhounds, they are 2-4, so that's where we'll be next week. Shippensburg and East Pennsboro right across the river. Mid-Penn Colonial Division. The top team right now in the Colonial is the unbeaten East Pennsboro Panthers. A nice story. I think a little bit of surprise to some teams that they are sitting at 6-0 atop of the Colonial. Some of the teams pick Susquehanna Township to possibly win this Colonial, which they have an opportunity. They just got to keep winning some big games in front of them. They have, of course, got to take care of Greencastle tonight, then Northern York, and then they finish with East Pennsboro and Gettysburg. Gettysburg is the 3rd team that is in 2nd place, tied with Susquehanna Township and Greencastle at 2-1 in league play. 3rd and 8. Sack. Williams comes up with the sack. The 6'3", 235-pound sophomore from his defensive end with the sack for the Indians.
Oh, 6'3", would you say 235 on display right there off the edge, and just, that was a beautiful, beautiful rush.
So Blue Devils will have to punt the football. 4th down. Bowers will punt it. Lex Cyrus, Mr. Speed, is back to receive the punt. He has 2 punt returns for a score this year. As I mentioned, the streak continues of special teams touchdowns, either a punt return or a kickoff return, for 15 straight seasons for Susquehanna Township. Cyrus gets it, and he's going backwards. Now forward. Cyrus gets across the 20 down to the 21-yard line on that return that went from one side of the field to the other. So the Indians will have the football back at the 4:06 mark of the first quarter. There's a penalty marker down. Lex Cyrus, the 100-meter state champ, who's been performing at a high level for the last couple of seasons. Time for our OSS Health injury update. OSS Health, high-quality orthopedic care. We'll wait on the flag as well at the 4:06 mark of this first quarter, with Township up 12-0 on Greencastle. It's week 7 of WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals.
Personal foul, blindside block on the kicking team, number 44. That penalty will be enforced on the spot.
So we'll take a look. Watch number 44, Keon, right here, Logan Shiflett.
Oh, yeah.
Called for the blindside block and the penalty. Came up and hit Carter, the 6'3", 280-pound senior who's getting helped off the field. And our OSS Health high-quality orthopedic care injury report, as Coach Heaton is over to take care of Aubrey Carter.
It's a big boy.
Carter with 10 or 11 Division I offers. Navy, Charlotte, ODU, UConn, Miami of Ohio, just some of the few that are on the list for Carter. The 6'3", 280-pound senior. He has 4 carries this season on offense, Keon, and 3 touchdowns.
Dang. Yeah, I can see a lot of goal line action for him.
Short yardage stuff for Carter, who again has a lot of college attention. So does Lex Cyrus. Lex Cyrus is only a junior. And I had a long conversation with Coach Heaton about Cyrus and his options, and Coach Heaton wasn't sure either if what's right for him, the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. Obviously a specialist as well to return punts and kickoffs with his speed. He has 2 catches tonight. Now 39 catches on the season for Lex Cyrus. Here's the sophomore quarterback, Torrin Evans, who's completing 64% of his passes. The handoff goes straight ahead for a yard or 2. Funk made the stop on the carry for Township. With Savell, the sophomore. Savell, 5'7", 134-pound sophomore, gets his 5th carry of his sophomore season. Funk was on the stop. Funk's been awesome. Over 50 tackles, 9 sacks. He's the anchor of that defensive line. He was the Colonial All-Star pick last year with 61 tackles, and he had 7 sacks a season ago. He already has 9 this season. Straight ahead, not much there. So Greencastle has figured something out with this running game, because a lot of success for the Indians the first 2 series, but Savell has nowhere to go on that run, just picks up 2 yards. J.D. Flynn, the senior, in on one of the stops.
Yeah, Flynn was in there. Funk as well, just coming up. That was a great rush and push, forcing a big 3rd down here.
Look at Parker Funk. There he is. Coach Heaton knows all about him. We talked about the front 3 guys for this Blue Devil team, with the 19 sacks from the front 3 coming in. 3rd and 7. Evans firing and incomplete over the head of Washington, his intended target. Washington, the senior, only has 1 catch this year. It was for a touchdown from 24 yards out, but not this time. So a 4th down coming up. So the Blue Devils have settled in defensively, get their first defensive stop. The last 2 offensive possessions for the Indians turned into touchdowns.
Huge stop right there from Greencastle to get that Susquehanna Township offense off the field, and let's see if they can turn into points for themselves.
2:39 to go in this first quarter. Susquehanna Township with the 12-0 lead. 2 rushing touchdowns, the 46-yarder from Smith and the second play from scrimmage. And Evans, the quarterback, on a 6-play drive, 7-yard touchdown run. So the Indians will punt the football to the Blue Devils. Week 7, the first Friday in October, and already the 7th week of the regular season of high school football. As I said in the open, this is the point of the season where teams really start positioning themselves for the District 3 playoffs, figuring out where they're going to be, if they can get in, what spot they're going to be. So the next couple of weeks, crucial to check those power points to see where teams are falling in their classifications. Of course, Greencastle is a 5A school, and Susquehanna Township is a 4A school. Township was in the playoffs last year, lost to Lampeter Stroudsburg in the playoffs in their 6-5 season last year. This punt takes an Indian roll inside the 20-yard line. They're trying to push it closer to the 15, but they'll stop it at the 16-yard line, and that's where the Blue Devils will have the football, down 12-0. Coming up tomorrow, college football on CBS 21 in the SEC. Alabama against Texas A&M. That could be a lot of fun tomorrow on CBS 21 at 3:30. Don't miss that SEC matchup. And then on Sunday, the NFL, a doubleheader on CBS 21. 1 o'clock, it's the Ravens and the Steelers. And then at 4:15, Kansas City and Minnesota. The biggest question there, will Taylor Swift be in the house in Minnesota? So a doubleheader of action. You can find out on CBS 21 if Taylor makes her 3rd straight appearance at the 3rd straight Kansas City Chief game on Sunday. On the run is Coons. Good run for Coons. close to the 25-yard line, down to the 24. Davis in on the stop for the Indians after the Carter Coons run. Coons again, he's averaging 9 yards a carry. Solomon averages close to 10 yards a carry. They run the wing T offense. They've been running it for a long time for Coach McCauley in his 6th season. This is the offense that the Blue Devils have been running for years, this wing T attack. 2nd and short. Alvey to pass, has the completion. Coons out of the backfield has the first down, and more than that, pickup of 10 yards on the pass play to Coons, and a kitchen saver first down as they get the ball up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, nice on the swing for Coons to pick up that first down and get him going upfield.
Boswell made the stop. Boswell, the senior defensive back, closing in on 30 tackles on the season. So a good first down run for Carter Coons, or a little pass that he took off, run after catch. They give it back to Coons. He has the hot hand right now and gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is it for Carter Coons. Riley made the stop for the Indians. 2nd down, final minute of this first quarter. Take a look at the pursuit by Riley coming up, making the stop, the 6'1", 220-pound senior with his 49th tackle of the season. There's number 2 Riley on your screen for this Indians defense. As Coach Heaton said, it's a bend but don't break type defense. Alvey's pass complete to McCauley, and McCauley is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Tillman made the stop. Last week, McCauley, they had a hook and lateral touchdown that went for 34 yards. McCauley caught it and then pitched it to Solomon, who scored from 34 yards out in the Northern York game a week ago. And nice. Tillman, the senior, with 35 stops now on the season. One thing that they did during practice to get ready for this wing T, they practiced Monday and Tuesday without a football. So they can figure out, you know, where the motion was going and really trying to get them not to think but play. We are through one quarter. Susquehanna Township 12, Greencastle nothing. You are watching Friday Night Rivals. Phil Shader alongside Keon Claiborne. It is Wellspan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. Incomplete pass on that 3rd down. On coverage was Burnett. So a 4th down, 4th and 14 for the Blue Devils. Can't get their offense going. They had a defensive touchdown last week and then 2 offensive touchdowns, 2 offensive passing touchdowns a week ago. Alvey was last week threw 2 touchdown passes. Bowers to punt it for the Blue Devils. Good boot over the head of Cyrus, and he'll let it bounce down to the 10, inside the 10, still rolls all the way down to the 7-yard line. So a nice punt there by the junior Bowers, first year of varsity football, doing the kicking, the soccer player. Greencastle's having a pretty good soccer season. Andrew Bowers doing a good job in the soccer field and also kicking on Fridays for his Blue Devils. There's a look at the Indians with a 12-0 lead as we just started the second quarter. The Wellspan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. That was a 61-yard punt by the junior. So we'll see what the Indians can do. They have a lot of success early. Their first 2 drives were touchdowns. Only 2 plays needed for the first score. Dorian Smith, the 46-yard touchdown. He has 90 yards on the night, and the quarterback keeper Evans ran it in for 7 yards. There is the sophomore quarterback Evans with Smith behind him. They give the ball to Smith. Smith goes straight ahead across the 10. Funk made the stop after a couple-yard pickup. About 4 or 5 yards on the run by Smith.
And Funk's starting to pick it up a little bit after that first possession. He's been in on a couple tackles, and right there just bringing Smith down solo.
2nd and 5 for Greencastle. Defense to try to make a stop, get the Indians off the field. They want to get the ball back to their offense. 2nd and 5 for Evans and Township. Evans fires, has the completion to Cyrus, his 3rd catch of the night. And now 40 catches on the season for Cyrus with 7 touchdowns for the junior speedster. We were here, Cyrus, we've seen him put on big performances on Friday Night Rivals when he was a freshman and as a sophomore a year ago, and now he's a junior. He still has all of this season, all of next season to go. Nice catch.
Dive in action.
One thing that Coach Heaton said about the wide receivers, they're doing a great job blocking for one another. That was good for a kitchen saver first down up to the 19-yard line. Hand off to Smith in the backfield. He's tackled for a loss, and that is Parker Funk having his way. Number 75, the 6-foot, 255-pound junior in the backfield hard for a tackle for a loss.
Penetration just right there. Look at him. Splits the double, gets into the backfield, pulls Smith down by the jersey.
Aggressive tackle by Funk, bringing down Smith. Funk has been good. Coming in 50 tackles, 9 sacks. That whole front 3, Fogel and Bangura, the 3 for the Blue Devils, outstanding this season. That's why they're 5-1. 2nd and 13, and there's a whistle. It's going to be movement up by the Indians. Cyrus 3 catches, 22 yards tonight. Evans passing 3 of 4.
Dead ball.
22 yards and rushing
False start
touchdown.
on the offense. Number 75. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So a false start on Susquehanna Township moves them back 5 yards. A 12-0 lead, but they have the football kind of going backwards a little bit. 11-yard line, they have it. 2nd down and long for Susquehanna Township. 2nd and 18. Evans, who has thrown it 129 times this season, coming in with a passing down here. Gets it out quick. Gets it to the man that has speed. That's Cyrus down the sideline. And Cyrus with a lot of yards after catch and enough for the first down up to the 35-yard line for Cyrus. So a 25-yard pickup by Lex Cyrus. That was all run after catch.
It was. I thought he was about to break this one loose. Got a good alley and was just down the sidelines. Luckily got pushed out. But boy, is he fast.
25-yard pickup on his 4th catch of the night for Lex Cyrus. Cyrus had 9 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown a week ago. He has 41 catches now on the season. He's a special player, being recruited by just about everyone because of his speed. Kid is quick, 100-meter state champ in the state of Pennsylvania. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Evans fires one downfield, has a man, that's Cyrus. He's going to the end zone for touchdown number 8 for Lex Cyrus. The 70-yard touchdown pass play, Evans to Cyrus. Evans' 13th touchdown of his sophomore season, and take another look at our Pennsylvania Air National Guard touchdown. That's a 65-yard touchdown.
Look at the sophomore standing in the pocket and letting him fly. But it's easy when you got speed on the outside like Cyrus there, and coast off and jogs on into the end zone. That's not even moving that fast for him. He's still moving fast.
How about that? Lex Cyrus. Long touchdown from Evans. Cyrus is something special. He's a highlight machine. 4 catches tonight. Grabs his 8th touchdown of the season. The Indians will go for 2. Up 18-0. They failed on their last 2 two-point conversion tries. And there's a delay of game on the Indians. So Evans to Cyrus hook up with the long touchdown. Coach Heaton's team that is up.
Try for point.
18-0. A little bit of rain coming down now here at Roscoe Warner Field. You see the rain coming down on homecoming. Township to go for the 2-point conversion after the long touchdown. Evans fires, knocked away, and intercepted for 2-point conversion, no good. But it was Evans to Mr. Speed, Lex Cyrus. There he goes for the touchdown, and it's all Township in this one. Do you think the sophomore quarterback Torrin Evans loves Lex Cyrus? I would say so. Evans 5 of 6, 111 yards, all the receptions to Lex Cyrus. Cyrus 5 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown, that long one, to give Township an 18-0 lead over Greencastle here on the WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals, and another Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Pennsylvania kickoff back to the Blue Devils. Devils on the return across the 30-yard line, still on his feet and pushing ahead is Merlette, and the stop made by Davis. Now Merlette has a touchdown, kickoff touchdown this year. He ran one back. Davis made the stop, and let's see if the Blue Devils can get things going after that pretty good return by Merlette for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils find themselves down 18-0. Their only loss of the season this year was to undefeated East Pennsboro. 2 comparison games, both of these teams played Waynesboro. Greencastle won in week 4, 17-10 over Waynesboro, and Susquehanna Township beat Waynesboro 40-21 last week. Ramsey on the carry. The host of Indians made the stop. Including Tillman, the 5'11", 180-pound senior who's been on 3 or 4 stops tonight in this first half for the Indians. Greencastle with their wing T attack. There you look at Shiflett in that backfield, number 44. There's the inside scissors play. And picks up a couple of yards across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
We talked about it earlier. Like you said, it's a menu back there. You know, a lot of options for the running backs.
Tillman was the first man to hit him again. So back-to-back stops by Tillman. Tillman has been good. He learned from playing with no football during practice on Monday and Tuesday. He got ready for this wing T offense. It's all about assignment football, Coach Heaton said, when you play the wing T. Pitch back to Alvey. Trick play for the Blue Devils. And there's a penalty marker down as they were trying to get the ball to McCauley. It's going to be pass interference as the ball was knocked away. Take another look here, Keon.
Yeah, you can see it right there tugging on the jersey. And I don't even think he needed to do that, honestly. The ball was obviously, you know, it's easy to say that after the play, but I think that he had good coverage already.
On the defense.
Davis.
Number 13.
So Davis knocked it down, and the penalty was on Boswell. So that'll give the Blue Devils a first down. They're known for their trick plays. Last week, the hook and lateral. Cully caught it and then pitched it to Solomon for a 34-yard touchdown, and that was a pitch back to the senior quarterback, Logan Alvey. Alvey last year, over 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, only had 3 interceptions all season last year. He threw 147 passes a year ago. This year only has 2 picks, completing 67% of his passes. The pitch to Solomon. Solomon up to the 45-yard line before he was stopped. The rain a little harder now at Roscoe Warner Field. Stop made by Riley and Tillman teaming up for the stop of Solomon. Rain a little harder now.
It is, yeah, not much going for Solomon. He picks up a few, then it was just a bunch of white helmets bringing him down. And Solomon's been getting the majority of the touches kind of here in the first half, but, you know, as well as other backs.
We were afraid that it might rain early. The skies were very dark when we first got here. Then they cleared up. And now we've gotten rain here the last 10 minutes or so, but this is the heaviest we've had the rain. Alvey rolling out. In the middle, fires, has the completion to the 40-yard line. Tillman and Singleton Brown in on the stop of that short completion.
Yeah, roll out again and finally gets his feet planted and sees Solomon coming across the middle. Good yardage pick up in third and short now.
Got that ball to Solomon. Solomon with 9 catches for 67 yards coming in to this season. Has the catch there. Brings up a 3rd and 2. This is a big down for the Blue Devils. We'll see what they can do here in this 3rd and a long 2 for the Blue Devils. Handoff to Shiflett. Logan Shiflett gets enough for the first down. Mathis made the stop, but that's a bath-fitter first down run. Big Logan Shiflett, 5'11", 195-pound senior, a spotlight player, picks up the first down.
He hasn't picked up many touches or yards from, we talked about him in the pregame, but right there, just getting his head down, shoulders low, and picking up the big first down. They need to keep this drive going.
He only has 18 carries for 64 yards in the season, averaging about 3.5 yards a carry, but got the yards needed for the first down. Solomon is in motion, and they give to Solomon right side. Solomon spinning, and Solomon picks up 7 yards. Tillman is the one holding on to bring down Solomon. They like Solomon. They've been going to him a couple of times. They like that matchup. Solomon following Shiflett, the fullback, making a block for him.
I agree. He's picking up a good. He's running with purpose every time he gets the ball.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard pickup by Solomon. Blue Devils, this is their best drive of the night. Hand off to Shiflett, and he pushes his way forward. Was pushing P.J. Wilson, big number 75, went along for the ride. That was man against man, Shiflett against Wilson. And Shiflett looked like he was going to be stopped, but he was able to drag P.J. Wilson. That's a lot of dragging there.
That is.
6'2", 252 by P.J. Wilson, big 75.
It's a lot of legs turning right there from Logan. Way to pick up that big yardage they need. 3rd and short now.
3rd and short as the Blue Devils are working in Indians territory, and Alvey with the quarterback keeper straight ahead has enough for the first down, a 3-yard pickup and a Bathfitter first down. So this is the best drive of the night for Greencastle. Tillman made the stop. Play number 9 coming up. They started on the 37, their own 37-yard line. So this has been Greencastle's best drive of the evening. Looking to get on the board here, down 18-0 before our West Shore Home halftime report. Highlights and stats from the first half, the best high school football highlights from around the country, plus the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt, will tell us about some of the top Pennsylvania college prospects, all coming up on the West Shore Home halftime report. 1st and 10. McCauley, right side. Stops and then goes forward for a yard or two. The coach's son, Carter McCauley, who leads this team in catches, coming in 20 catches, 339 yards, and 3 touchdown grabs. But here on the reverse, watch how he stops.
Yeah.
Waits for everybody, then jets forward for a couple of yards.
I thought he was headed to the sidelines to kind of save, some of that clock, but on the reverse, picks up 2.
There's Carter's dad, Devin McCauley, head coach in his 6th season, graduate of Greencastle and has been there for a long time, was a long-time assistant coach before taking over the reins. It's 19 wins and 35 losses in his time at Greencastle. The pass goes in the air to McCauley and incomplete as Alvey was looking for Carter in the end zone, but it falls short. Davis on the coverage for the Indians. 3rd and 9 coming up. Greencastle, 3 of 8 on 3rd downs tonight. That's 37%, a little better than their 27% average on the season. Big 3rd down coming up for them here now. 3rd and 9. Play number 11 of the drive, and slipping on the turf down at the 15-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. On the run was Solomon. They've run that inside reverse a couple of times. Solomon slips down on the 15, and they're going to mark it just short. So a 4th and a yard needed. Maybe a little less than a yard. So a 4th down coming up at the 3-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. Blue Devils with their best drive of the night. Alvey tries to push forward for the first down, and he'll have it. 2-yard pickup and a Bathfitter first down as the Blue Devils would love to get on the board here before the half, down 18-0. Again, a drive that started on their own 37-yard line. 12 plays into this drive. They've got their running game going now with the Blue Devils. Blue Devils averaging about 28 points a game. They've scored 170 points in their 6 games they've played this year for the 5-1 Blue Devils. There's a timeout on the field. We will step aside as well. More coming up on WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. Greencastle in the red zone. The ball on the 14-yard line with a 1st and 10 on their 13th play of the drive. The best drive of the night for the Blue Devils offense. A handoff to Ramsey. Ramsey falls forward for a couple of yards. Tillman in on yet another stop. Ramsey, the leading rusher, gets the most carries for this Blue Devils team, but hasn't seen so much. It's been a lot of Solomon tonight. Ramsey averages 6 yards a carry, close to 60 yards a game, has 2 rushing touchdowns as the senior running back. So picked up 2 yards, 2nd and 8 from the 12. 2 minutes to go before our West Shore home halftime report. This is important for the Blue Devils to get on the board here before the half. Again, this is the best their offense has looked tonight. Alvey sends Diller in motion. Here comes the pressure and another sack by this Indians defense. Coming up to make the sack, number 55, Williams, the sophomore, with his 2nd sack of the night. 6'3", 235 sophomore, the defensive end, with sack number 2 of the first half for Williams. 3rd and long, 14 coming up now for the Indians. There's a look at big 55, having a good night. Came into the game with 16 tackles, 2 sacks tonight for Williams. Sophomore doing it on the defensive end spot. So a 3rd and 15 from the 17. Alvey pitches it inside. And on the run is Solomon, and he goes backwards. So this drive is stalled up. Singleton Brown on the stop from his linebacker spot, stopping Solomon. Bowers can kick. He's 3 for 4 on field goals this year. His longest was a 39-yard field goal. He had a field goal last week in the win over Northern York right before the half. We're going to try give him an opportunity to kick one here. The soccer kicker, Andrew Bowers, will kick it from the 32-yard line. So this will be a 42-yard attempt. Again, his longest is 39 yards. So this will be a 42-yard attempt by Andrew Bowers. And Susquehanna Township is going to try to ice him. They call timeout with 26 seconds to go. We're looking at Roscoe Warner Field for some mustaches tonight in the rain. Searching the stadium, our famous mustache cam. Always a good time. Brought to you by Barber Styling Institute. Looking for the mustaches on the Blue Devils sideline. There we see a couple of mustaches. Even the military tonight here getting on our mustache cam, sponsored by Barber Styling Institute. Looking for the mustaches here at Roscoe Warner Field, Susquehanna Township. Has a mustache tonight. Brought to you by Barber Styling Institute. So a 4th and 21 and a 42-yard kick opportunity for Andrew Bowers. This would be the longest kick of his high school career. Played JV last year, brought up this year. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. Wide right it goes for Bowers. So Bowers now 3 of 5 on field goals and couldn't make the 42-yarder. So the score remains 18-0 Susquehanna Township as the rain continues to fall in Week 7 of Wellspan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. Stay tuned. During the halftime show, be sure to watch for the Giant Food Recipe of the Week, featuring a great meal you can make at home with your family. So watch for the Giant Recipe of the Week coming up during our West Shore home halftime report. Greencastle last season started, they won their first 4 games of the season, then dropped 5 in a row, but won the season finale against Shippensburg to finish 5-5. The year before that, in 21, they were 4-7, and then a 2-5, 1-9, and 2-8 season. So only 14 wins for them in the last 5 seasons. Susquehanna Township will take a knee and head to the locker room as we are at the half. The West Shore home halftime report is coming up. We'll have some of the best high school football highlights from around the country, plus the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt, will join us. We're at the half. Susquehanna Township 18, Greencastle nothing. You are watching Wellspan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals.
Just give me the point. We're good? Okay. Coach, offense started to move kind of, well back towards the end of the half. What things do you guys think you need to get back to this game?
I think we just need to calm down a little bit. You know, we knew their speed was going to be an issue, and sometimes it takes us a little bit to adjust to that. And thought we played better defensively in the second half. We just need to kind of control the clock here and grind some points out.
Yes, sir. Best of luck in the second half. Thank you.
This is the West Shore Home Halftime Report.
Rainy night at Roscoe Warner Field, but the Indians don't mind. They have an 18-0 lead over Greencastle. Let's head down to the field. Keon is with Greencastle's head coach, Devin McCulley.
Offense started to move kind of, well there towards the end of the half. What things do you guys think you need to get back to this game?
I think we just need to calm down a little bit. You know, we knew their speed was going to be an issue, and sometimes it takes us a little bit to adjust to that. And thought we played better defensively in the second half. We just need to kind of control the clock here and grind some points out.
Yes, sir. Best of luck in the second half. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Keon. Second half, heavy rain here at West Shore Home Halftime Report. Time to take a look at some of the best highlights from around the high school country and the high school football around the region and the country as well. From Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals, these are the best highlights you'll see from this week's action.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
3rd and 10. Terry to throw. Scans right. Directs traffic. Spins back. Middle of the field. Terry's still on his feet. He's wrapped up. Throws it. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Inside the 10.
On the boundary side. Dragging across the middle, the reception to McCoy. He turns the corner. McCoy lowers the shoulder, breaks a tackle, in! Touchdown! Hanauer double pumps on 3rd and 11. Got him, man! Power! How did he catch that? How did it wasn't? Oh my gosh!
Going to use his legs, throw it to the end zone. That one is caught. Oh my goodness, Stephen Famoyan. Put that one on the highlight reel for sure.
On 1st down, has some time. Wants to put it up deep. He's got it. LeClaire! Touchdown, McCollum!
Baker, clock moving. Rolls right. Baker throws it deep. Touchdown!
And he's going to roll out, throw into the. Oh, it's tipped.
Oh, my.
The ball. He dropped the ball. The 2-point conversion is good. What a play!
Some great highlights there from across the country. We are at the half. The West Shore Home Halftime Report. Susquehanna Township 18, Greencastle nothing. Coming up next, the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt with the top college prospects. That's on the way when we get back. You are watching the West Shore Home halftime report. The Blue Devils owning the time of possession in the first half, but all the scoring, quick scores by the Indians. They lead it 18-0 here at Roscoe Warner Field. A wet night. Time for the czar of the playbook, Emory Hunt, to take a look at some of the top prospects in Pennsylvania. Emory?
What's up, everybody? Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Welcome to Football Game Plans 400, where we will take a look at some of the top high school prospects across the state of Pennsylvania. We'll take a look at an offensive prospect as well as a defensive prospect that you want to keep an eye on. Lex Cyrus of Susquehanna Township High School in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, has a slew of offers from many different Power 5 programs, not only because of his receiving exploits, it's because he's one of the more dynamic players with the ball in his hands across the state. As you see right here, great job on the punt return, finding a lane and skirting down the sideline for a score. He's done this multiple times over his career, so you can only imagine this is the type of guy that can take a short pass a long way when you project him forward at the next level. Next up is Adam Johnson out of Northern Bedford High School in Lloydsburg, Pennsylvania. He is a tremendous tailback, plays a lot bigger than his size. He's listed at 5'10" and 185, but I just like how physical he runs. And also you see how they utilize him in the passing game, not just a standard meets expectations type of receiver coming out of the backfield. He's a downfield threat, makes him an intriguing prospect moving forward. This is someone, to me, will find himself on a college football team and make an immediate impact. So that's it for this edition of Football Game Plans 400. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts. And don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan.
Thank you, Czar, for the knowledge. And Lex Cyrus having a good night here tonight. 5 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. We are at the half of the West Shore Home halftime report. It's Susquehanna Township 18, Greencastle 0. More of the halftime show coming up from Harrisburg.
Report. This is the West Shore Home halftime report.
Homecoming tonight at Roscoe Warner Field at Susquehanna Township. The Indians have an 18-0 lead at the half over Greencastle. Coming up next week, week 8. of the WellSpan Sports Medicine Friday Night Rivals. We'll get a look at the unbeaten East Pennsboro Panthers, the top of the Colonial League, as they take on Shippensburg right across the river next week. Shippensburg and East Pennsboro, our Week 8 matchup on Friday Night Rivals. Tomorrow, college football on CBS 21 and the SEC at 3:30. It's Alabama and Texas A&M, and a doubleheader on Sunday in the NFL on CBS 21. All starts at noon with the NFL Today in New York. Then it's the Ravens and the Steelers, two rivals, meeting at 1 o'clock. And then at 4:15, Kansas City and the Minnesota Vikings. Our West Shore Home halftime report will continue after this. Susquehanna Township up 18-0.
This is the West Shore Home halftime report.
Our Scholar athlete tonight, Skylar Coles, just won the Homecoming Queen. What a big night for her. She was on CBS 21 at 5 as the Scholar Athlete of the Week, and she was just named Homecoming Queen here on Homecoming, Roscoe Warner Field at Susquehanna Township. It's 18-0. Let's show you how the Indians got their touchdowns. Only 2 plays into the first drive. As we take a look, it's Dorian Smith. 46 yards. Look at the speed up the middle, untouched. And it was 6-0. The 2-point conversion was no good. And the sophomore quarterback, Torrin Evans, 7-yard touchdown run, a 6-play drive. It was 12-0. And then the long pass play. Evans to Cyrus. Goodbye. Cyrus with his 8th receiving touchdown of the season. 18-0. And that is the score at the half. Let's take a look at our first half stats. It's been all Indians. Total yards, 224 to just 50 for Greencastle. Most of those 50 yards came on that last drive where they missed a 42-yard field goal. Penalties, 1 for Greencastle, 5 for Susquehanna Township for 30 yards. So we will step aside and come back with more from West Shore Home halftime report as we get you ready for the second half.
This is the West Shore Home Halftime Report.
Susquehanna Township over 200 yards of total offense, just 50 yards of total offense for Greencastle, being shut out here at the half. The Indians up 18-0 in this crucial game in the Mid-Penn Colonial Division. As Greencastle, Susquehanna Township, and Gettysburg all a game behind undefeated East Pennsboro in the Colonial Division. All three of those teams at 2-1. So a big game tonight in the Mid-Penn Colonial. East Pennsboro's at Northern York, Waynesboro's at Gettysburg, and Shippensburg is at Mechanicsburg. And East Penn undefeated on the season. We'll see them next week. They scored the most points in the division, 194. Township and Gettysburg right behind them. 185 and 183 points scored each. Greencastle came into this game, giving up the fewest points in the division of 89. Let's head down on the field to Coach and Keon. Keon, take it away.
Thank you, Phil. Coach, offense and defense was rolling the whole first half. What did you like from your ball club and think you can do second half? Continue to bring
What I liked was when they made some big plays and had a chance to score there, we didn't give up anything. And we tell them it doesn't count unless they score. Gave up the PI, had a field goal attempt from a good kicker. The Mother Nature kicked in, and, we survived the bullet there. But we got a lot of football left versus a good team.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Best luck in the second half. Thank you.
And that's what Coach talked about with this defense when I talked to him the other night. Bend but don't break. And that was the perfect example. That long 15-play drive by Greencastle got him in the red zone, but bend but don't break. They weren't able, held them off the board with the missed 42-yard field goal by the junior kicker Bowers. So we're getting ready to start the second half. Last week, Susquehanna Township was in the position that Greencastle wants to be in here in this second half. Last week, Susquehanna Township gave up 21 early points to Waynesboro and then scored 28 unanswered in the second half to win the game last week for Coach Heaton 40-21. So he knows that this Greencastle team is not going away. He knows they're a tough team and are going to play right to the end. So we'll see if Greencastle had a great drive to end the half. We'll see what they can do here starting the second half. Merlette is back to receive the kickoff. He has a touchdown this year, a kickoff return for a score. Merlette didn't play last season, missed last season, but has been big this year defensively for Greencastle. They're 57 tackles coming in, the leading tackler on the Blue Devil team. He's a pretty dynamic special teams player. And here we are, the Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Pennsylvania kickoff to start the second half from Roscoe Warner Field. And the kickoff is taken and a good return up across the 40-yard line all the way down to the 45-yard line. Boswell made the tackle on the nice return there all the way for Solomon, who's been pretty good in this first half. Solomon with that long return puts him in great field position. Solomon had 7 carries, 23 yards, also caught a pass for 5 yards in the first half for the senior Solomon. So they get it all the way to the 45-yard line, so great starting field position for the Blue Devils. The rain has stopped, which is good. It was raining heavy in that second quarter. And the Indians pick up their 6th penalty of the night.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So penalty number 6 on the night for the Indians, moves the ball to midfield. So the Blue Devils had that great drive of 15 plays. The end of the first half, weren't able to get on the board. Let's see if they can continue their offensive momentum here. Brennan Camp is in motion, and the handoff goes to Coons. Coons might have lost the football. They're fighting for the ball. The ball is loose. The Indians might have it. They're pointing that they do, and they do. The first turnover of the night, and Williams recovers the fumble. What a big night he's having. Well, that's 65. Anthony Burnett with the fumble recovery. 65 recovers it.
Yeah, first one to make contact, Coons just counted the ball, just dropped. Great getting the backfield right there.
There
the
he
big
is.
fella.
Yep, 65, Anthony Burnett. Thought it was Williams at first. Williams has those 2 sacks in the first half, but Burnett comes up with the fumble recovery. So the first turnover of the night comes on the opening drive, and there you see some stats from the Greencastle players and Susquehanna Township as well on the bottom of your screen, their first half stats. Evans was 5 of 6, all 5 completions coming to Cyrus. Give to Smith. Smith to the 40-yard line. Good run by Smith, pickup of close to 10 yards. Smith started things off on the second carry of the night, went 46 yards for the first score of the game. He picks up 9, a second and short after the Smith runs. Smith, 6 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown in that first half. As you continue to look at the first half stats on the bottom of your screen, there you see Lex, 5 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown for Lex Cyrus. Smith makes a man miss and has the first down. A Bath-Fitter first down run. You see the strength of Smith. Picks up 5 more yards to move the chains.
You're right, strength and just combination of strength and speed with him. You know, we've seen his speed early in the first half, but right there, just chugging and bringing a couple Greencastle members with him.
Rule 41 was hanging on to Smith to make sure he wouldn't get away. So kitchen saver first down run again by Smith. Now the Indians moving the ball in Blue Devils territory. Get the ball out to Washington. Washington with the catch and just a short gain. Merlette made the stop for the Blue Devils after Washington's second catch of the season for the senior wideout. Merlette, 57 tackles now on the season for him. He has a fumble recovery as well. He's the top tackler on the defense after missing last season. They're very glad to have him back in the secondary. Handoff to Smith. Smith across the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. Flynn and Shiflin combined on the tackle for the Blue Devils.
You see Smith right there on the handoff. Patient getting through the holes and just good pursuit right there from Shiflin and Flynn.
Smith. Closing in on yet another 100-yard game. Since last season, going back to week 2, he has had 100 yards in every game but 2 all season. Evans over the head. Had a man open, but over the head of his intended target. He was looking for Kearns. Jarrett Kearns, who has 20 catches on the season for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns, doesn't have a catch tonight. That was Kearns' first target of the night, and that would have been a 6 if Evans would have thrown it a little lower.
Yeah, right, just a little missed target.
Kearns coming in with 20 catches. Of course, Cyrus now with over 40 catches on the season. Fourth down, 4th and 5 from the 29. Evans going to the end zone to Cyrus, right down to the 5, a little shy of the end zone. Cyrus couldn't come up with it. And a turnover on downs. Evans with a nice pass turned Cyrus around, but wasn't able to hold on to the football. Here's another look.
Is this because of the wet ground maybe? Nah, just kind of just slipped right off his hands. Sophomore threw a good little pass, just had to turn around Cyrus. You know, they've been good all night, so they allowed one misconnection.
Evans has every completion but 1 to Lex Cyrus tonight. They are hooking up. There's a smile by Coach Heaton. He knew that he had him. He's probably talking to that pass he had to Kern, the sophomore. That would have been 6 as well. Let's see what Greencastle can do, running the football to the 30-yard line, and a whole host of Indians make the stop on Solomon, who gets another carry. He's been the guy. He's kind of been the featured guy. You know, Ramsey came into this game with close to 60 carries and Solomon with about 30, but tonight we've seen a heavy dose of number 8.
Yeah, sure have. Solomon been good all night, kind of. Like I said, he's been kind of getting majority of the touches, but he's been a workhorse.
I talked to Coach McCullough. He said we were looking at some matchup things that we could do in our running game and our short passing game. Alvey throws, and the ball is intercepted, picked off. The interception coming there for Susquehanna Township. Coming up to make the interception for Township is Tillman, the senior, number 7, coming up, stepping in front. Tillman gets the pick.
Good coverage right there from Tillman the whole way out, covering that out route, and just gets his hands out on it. Ball was his.
What a night for Tillman. He's in on a close to double digits in tackles, and now the interception. He gets the turnover chain, the interception chain. Tillman gets it for the senior, who's having a good night here on homecoming tonight. What a play by Tillman. He's been in on a bunch of stops. There's a look at Logan Alvey, the quarterback, the senior quarterback for Blue Devils, throwing just his 3rd interception of the season. He only threw 3 interceptions all of last year, 147 pass attempts a year ago. Smith works his way on that first down carry. Second down coming up for the Indians. We'll have the ball in Blue Devil territory, looking to add to their 18-0 lead. They would really like a shot to win the Mid-Penn Colonial. Next week, they're at Northern York, who's struggling this year. Then the big one with East Pennsboro, and they finish at Gettysburg. So it is in front of them. How about in 2021, they were 0-10, and then the COVID year in 2022, or 2020, I should say, they were 2-5. Last year, they were back in the playoffs. Going downfield. Did he come up with the grab? He did!
Oh
what a catch! How did Lex Cyrus battle that one away? It was a 50-50 ball, and Cyrus made the catch, but there's a penalty down. What a catch by Cyrus. I don't know how he came down with the 50-50 ball. We'll have to wait for see what the penalty's all about.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, number 51.
Take a look at this catch, as there was an eligible player downfield. Murray was downfield for Susquehanna Township.
Look at Cyrus just going up and getting it up top, and bobs it off the helmet, but able to bring it in.
Great coverage, too. I mean, Diller was there on coverage. Number 7, Blake Diller, was all over Cyrus. You talk about concentration and hand-eye coordination to go along with one of the fastest kids in the state, the 100-meter state champion in track, Lex Cyrus. That was something. Didn't count, but it was big. The penalty, 2nd and 13 now for Township. Evans has the completion to Kearns. Kearns with his first catch of the night, now 21 catches on the season for the sophomore. Talked to Coach McCulley. He said, Lex is great, but he said Kearns is very good. And he said, we've seen some good wide receivers this year. We've seen speed, but we have not seen the kind of speed that they were going to see tonight against Susquehanna Township. He kind of mentioned that when you talked to him at half as well. He said, and you can't duplicate that kind of speed that they're going to see tonight at practice.
You can't. It's hard to go against up in practice and scout team, but it's even different when you're out here in first Friday Night Lights and they're seeing you.
Different level speed. 0 for 1 tonight on 3rd downs is Township in that first half, and the handoff straight ahead, and there's a penalty marker down. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, Bangura made the stop for
holding on the offense, number 54. 54.
So Mack, the sophomore, who started every game last year as a freshman, called for the hold. The right tackle, 6'2", 250-pound sophomore, was called for holding. He has the tough task of trying to slow down Sal Bangura, a man who has over 30 tackles and 6 sacks coming in. And there's a look at the Susquehanna Township offensive line. So a 3rd and 15 now with 6:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. 18-0 lead for the Indians. Ball back now on the 42-yard line in Blue Devil territory. Evans airs it out down the field. He has his man, Cyrus. Touchdown, number 2 on the night. 42-yarder coming right in your living room. Lex Cyrus with his 2nd touchdown of the night and his 9th of the season. There's your Air National Guard touchdown.
Speed kills right here. You just let Cyrus lined up one-on-one coverage, and the sophomore lofts it up, and this one's not getting called back.
Evans with 14 touchdown passes now on the season. Cyrus with 9 touchdown catches on the season. That one good from 42 yards. They had a much longer one of 65 yards in the first half. So these two have hooked up all night. Cyrus coming off a 9-catch, 96-yard game a week ago, and outdoing that here tonight on the Friday Night Rivals. Cameras shining brightly. Ramsey will kick for Susquehanna Township. This is the first time they've tried an extra point. Their previous touchdowns, they went for 2 and weren't successful. So they're going to try a conventional extra point, but a false start on Susquehanna Township, so that'll move back Ramsey's kick, extra point kick. There's a look at Lex Cyrus, the junior. Was put on a show tonight. 2 touchdowns tonight. Made a beautiful catch that didn't count on this drive as well. Ramsey's kick is up, and it is good. So Evans to Cyrus, the 42-yard touchdown, and the Indians pouring it on. They're up. Lex Cyrus, 6 catches, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. The sophomore Evans, the quarterback, 8 of 11, so 6 of the passes caught by Lex. 8 of 11, 163 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Time for another Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Pennsylvania kickoff. On the return is Merlat, and he's out of bounds. And the Blue Devils will have the football back. There's a penalty marker down. 25-0's their score. A couple of big, long touchdowns. 46-yard run by Smith. 65-yard pass play by Evans to Cyrus, and then a 42-yard pass play, Cyrus.
Holding.
Evans
on
to
the return
Cyrus.
team, number 41, 10 yards from the spot.
So penalty on Blue Devils on that kickoff return by Merlat. That'll move them back. Greencastle won back-to-back games in this meeting in 2020 and 2021, but Hannah leads the series 7-4 since 2004. Hannah's won 3 straight in this series between these teams from 2011 to 2013. Last season, Hannah, a big win, 38-23. Hannah scored 5 touchdowns and converted on 4 two-point conversions a year ago. Cyrus had 52-yard touchdown catch and a 57-yard touchdown run a year ago, so he scored 2 touchdowns last year against Greencastle. Inside handoff, couple of yards there. The run by Ramsey. So talking to Coach Eaton, he said, hey, this is kind of a statement game for us if we could beat a good Greencastle team and get to 3-1 in the Colonial with Northern York next week, and then 2 big ones to finish the season against East Pennsboro and Gettysburg. East Pennsboro, of course, undefeated. We'll see them next week on Friday Night Rivals against Shippensburg. They are 6-0 overall and 3-0 in conference play. Inside, handoff goes nowhere. So practicing without a football has worked for Susquehanna Township. They were not fooled at all by that inside handoff as Riley made the stop on Carter Coombs.
Yeah, this D-line's been good the whole night, sitting on it, sitting on this wing tee and not really giving up many big plays. Doing a good job.
3rd and 8 coming up. Under 5 to go in the 3rd quarter. 25-0. Coach Heaton's team has played big tonight. A couple of long touchdowns for them. Evans, the sophomore quarterback, has been great. Lex Cyrus has put on a show. Alvey to pass. Has the completion to blue ball. Boswell makes the stop, and that is a kitchen saver 1st down. So blue ball's 8th reception of the season, and a big one there across the middle for a 1st down for the Blue Devils. It moves the sticks. Alvey passes in the flat to Coons, and Burnett makes the stop and gets him out of bounds after just a short gain on that pass to Burnett.
Burnett picking up, out there on the out route, getting upfield, picking up good yardage. Greencastle offense starting to pick a little rhythm now here late in this 3rd.
For Coach McCauley, next week, home against Gettysburg and then on the road at Mechanicsburg, and they finish at home against Shippensburg in the final 3 games remaining on their schedule. The completion again to Coons, but well played and well covered by Tillman and Mathis. In on the stop for Township, and a short gain, and another 3rd down coming up for this Blue Devils offense. Just a 1-yard gain on that Alvey pass. Last year, Greencastle was 5-5. As I mentioned, they had a big win at the end of the season to get to that 500 mark, beating Shippensburg. This year, they're 5-1 coming into this game. They would like a winning season for GA. Alvey to pass. Incomplete. Well over the head of his intended target of Carter Coons. And now 4th down coming up for the Blue Devils.
There wasn't really much going there. Coons wasn't really, it was good coverage right there from, Susquehanna. But let's see what they can do here on 4th and 6. Obviously 4-down territory, late in 3rd, down 25. So they're going for it.
The Blue Devils open the season with a win over Big Spring, and then Berkeley Springs of West Virginia they handled pretty easily, 42-6. Big win for them over DeLone Catholic. Then they beat Waynesboro, lost to East Pennsboro, and last week a win over Northern York to get to this 5-1 mark. 4th and 6, and Coach McCullough is going to take a timeout to talk things over. We'll step aside as well. The Indians up 25-0. Fourth down coming up for the Blue Devils. Alvey, 7 of 14, 36 yards and an interception tonight. Passing down for him sends Ramsey in motion. Here comes the pressure. They set up the screen. They get the ball in the completion to Blue Ball, and Blue Ball has the first down into Indians territory up to the 35-yard line. So a kitchen saver first down, successful play there. Alvey to Blue Ball. Boswell made the stop for the Indians.
And a good pickup right here from Blue Ball, coming across on the screen action and just running hard. Picks up big first down, Greencastle.
First down for Greencastle in Indians territory, looking for their first points of the night. Alvey fires right side, incomplete. Was looking for McCulley. And McCulley on coverage was Burnett who knocked it away.
Yeah, great coverage from Burnett the whole way. Got his head turned around, broke that pass up. Good coverage.
McCulley came into this game with 20 catches as the leading receiver and 339 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has an 84-yard catch in this season, but tonight they've did a good job on Carter McCulley, the coach's son. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. Inside handoff. Gets up to the 30-yard line. Coons on the run and Mathis on the stop for the Indians. After that, 5-yard pickup. So a 3rd and 5 coming up for the Blue Devils.
Wing T calls on a little trickeration as it's supposed to do, and
they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach McCauley calls all the plays, and he's run this wing T for a long time, and they are pretty good at some misdirection stuff. And they'll throw a trick play or two in there every so often. We saw one tonight where they pitched it back after the inside reverse to the quarterback, Logan Alvey, and then last week they had the hook and ladder for the touchdown. Alvey to throw, fires right side towards the end zone, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver down at the 1-yard line, and Carter McCulley not happy with himself dropping that one.
Yeah, McCulley knows he had an easy one. Beats his defender, and just through the hands.
Ooh.
Oof, that was 6.
Carter and his dad will talk about that one when they get home. Yeah, probably not the best thing to dive there. If he just would have ran through it, he would have had it. And he knows it. He knows it. He'll learn from that. Logan Alvey facing another 4th down. Last time they hit blue ball for the 1st. Let's see what they do here. Alvey out of the backfield finds Coons. Coons running towards the 1st down marker and has the 1st down and moves the sticks. Another kitchen saver 1st down. Stop made by Davis as the Blue Devils marching on here in this drive, coming up on the 12th play in the drive. So another long drive from them. Remember, they had a 15-play drive back at the end of the first half and weren't able to get on the board as Bowers missed a 42-yard field goal. So the Blue Devils want to get on the board here before the end of the 3rd quarter. 2:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to Solomon right side, spinning across the 20 and down inside the 20-yard line to about the 17. Riley made the stop for Susquehanna Township.
Solomon again off that off that edge, kind of get upfield. Like I said, he's been good all night. I haven't talked to as much about this drive, but he's done a good job.
Here's a look at Riley, who's has over 50 tackles for the senior this season. Coach says they're bend but don't break defense, so they're bending a little bit. Let's see if the Blue Devils can break them. Handoff to Ramsey inside for a yard. 3rd down coming up. Coach Eden said that's been the case all season long. You know that Susquehanna Township, they have 2 losses, but the 2 losses were both by 1 point. They lost to Milton Hershey to start the season, 35-34, and then they lost to Mechanicsburg, 14-13, with wins over Northern Lebanon, Middletown, Shippensburg, and Waynesboro. And the 2 losses to Milton Hershey and to Mechanicsburg by 1 point. Alvey's pass, the 3rd and 4, incomplete. Was looking for Solomon. And now another 4th down coming up for the Blue Devils as they're looking to try to get on the board down 25-0.
And 4th down has been successful for them this whole drive. So you don't want to see 4th down, but they kind of do because it's been having success this drive.
So another 4th down, their 3rd 4th down of this drive, and this will be play number 14 on the drive. It's taking up most of this 3rd quarter. 1:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Logan Alvey, the quarterback, rolling. Here comes pressure, and down he goes. Riley comes up and makes the 3rd sack of the night for this Township defense.
Big stop right there from Riley. Kept his eyes on the QB the whole way through and was like, at the last second, decided to jet and get him down. Oh, there's a flag on the play though.
Riley's been big. Tillman's been big. We'll wait on the penalty.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. On the offense, number 8. 15-yard penalty.
So before that 4th down, Greencastle was 3 for 3 on 4th downs. Take another look at the Riley sack on Logan Alvey.
Logan kind of just holding the ball too long, trying to get his receiver out the route. Riley was like, that's what I need to see.
So Coach Heaton's team's been good tonight. 25-0. Next, Cyrus, the stars shining. Sophomore quarterback, Torrin Evans, and Dorian Smith, the running back. The three of them have been stars offensively to get out to this 25-0 lead with 1:03 to go in the third quarter. So 1st and 10 for the Indians. Get the ball out to Cyrus, and good job by the Blue Devils defense, able to get him for a tackle for a loss, and that ball was caught by Washington, not Cyrus. Number 9, Washington, with his second grab tonight. Time to raise the roof. Abel Sun Roofing and Siding as the Susquehanna Township cheerleaders raising the roof tonight on homecoming here at Roscoe Warner Field. Raise the Roof, brought to you by Abel Sun Roofing and Siding. They do it twice a game. Even the cheerleaders from Greencastle trying to cheer their team on, down 25-0. Final 20 seconds of this third quarter. 2nd and 16. Smith straight ahead across the 40-yard line. Bangora made the stop for the Blue Devils. Dorian Smith picks up 5 yards, and that'll be our final play of the third quarter. The fourth quarter is coming up. It's all Indians in this one, 25-0. Roscoe Warner Field in Harrisburg, our site tonight, Week 7. Mid-Penn Colonial, the WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday night rivals. Phil Shaner alongside Cleon Claiborne. And Hannah Richmond, our spotter tonight, student from Upper Dolphin. Going to be a future sports journalist, helping us out, keeping these spotting and also drives. Glad to have Hannah with us. Big 3rd and 11 for the Indians. Evans fires and has the completion and the first down into Blue Devil territory. Big catch by Kern. Kern went catchless the first half, but that was a big catch rule. Made the stop for the Blue Devils, but not until it moved the sticks all the way to the 40-yard line.
And I'm really impressed with the sophomore tonight. He's stuck through, and obviously Cyrus has been his main target, but he's done there in the pocket and threw some beautiful, beautiful passes here tonight.
There is Kern, who had no catches in that first half and has a couple catches here in the second half. They've been the two big threats this year, Cyrus and Kern, the two receivers for the Indians that have done the most damage. Give straight ahead for just a yard on that carry by Smith. Smith over 100 yards. We're getting close to getting over 100 yards rushing. Keeping that streak alive. He's had a lot of 100-yard games since going back to week 2 of last season. The 25-0 our score here in the fourth quarter. We have the catch of the game brought to you by Anderson Chimney Sweeps. We'll get to a little bit later on here in this fourth, and then the Champions Trophy presentation as well at the end of the game. Incomplete pass. trying to get the ball to Cyrus. Evans was pressured. Third down, 3rd and 9 now for the sophomore quarterback, who has improved a great deal. Was thrown into the fire last year, a freshman. Really now sees the game a lot. Things have slowed down for him. They said one thing about Evans is he's very coachable. Sees the game a whole lot better than he did last year. Really, he's done a nice job spreading the ball around from a Susquehanna Township team that won 6-5. They were 4-3 last year in the Colonial. They finished in 5th place, but they did make the playoffs. They lost to Lampeter Strasburg in the first game of the playoffs last season. Evans now running for his life, fires, incomplete. Had a man, was looking for Kern, and he was on the run, and Kern also kind of was trying to help his quarterback coming back, but they weren't able to hook up.
Yeah, he did a good Houdini act back there in the backfield to get even, to be able to get the pass away, but it's a little overthrow.
Evans was being chased. Kern tried to come back, and Kern was wide open. If they could have connected, that would have been probably a touchdown. 4th and 9 now for Susquehanna Township. Blue Devils defense would like a stop. They'd like to get the ball back to their offense, see if they can get on the board here. They don't want to be shut out. Intercepted. Jumping in front of that pass, coming up for the interception is Merlot. He's one of the best secondary players on this Greencastle team. Missed last season. They are so glad that he is back, and he comes up and gets the interception.
And that's not what Evans wanted to do right there, but Merlot, just a good read and come up with the big interception. Let's see if Greencastle can march this down and get in the end zone. Had a couple tries at it, but Evans took a lick at the end of there too.
What a big hit he took.
And funk, bringing the funk.
So let's see what the Blue Devils can do offensively. They want to get on the board. After the interception, they take over. Pass out of the backfield, that is Solomon. Solomon with a good run, picks up 8 yards. A 2nd and short is coming up, and Davis made the stop. But a good 8-yard pickup by Solomon. There's the senior.
Holding on the offense, number 67. Number 67.
Penalties on the center. Erbley, Tate Erbley, the senior center for the Blue Devils, called for holding. So that'll bring that positive play back. And that's the key of Coach McCauley's offense. Got to have positive plays. Can't have any negative plays. That sets back his wing T attack. They didn't have much problem scoring points so far this season off to their 5-1 start. Scored 170 points coming in, averaging 28 a game, but being shut out here tonight against Susquehanna Township's defense. Ramsey cuts back up inside to the 25-yard line. Riley again on the stop for Susquehanna Township.
Ramsey on the run. Good cutback getting upfield. Riley getting in there as long as a couple other white helmets bringing him down.
There's a look at Ramsey, number 2. Wearing the pink. It's October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 2nd and 15. On the 25-yard line. 9:20 to go in the game. Alvey throws, completes the pass to Solomon. Solomon has been huge in the game plan tonight for the Blue Devils. They've been trying to get him the ball in all kinds of ways. Out of the backfield, throwing it to him, and a couple of wing T run plays as well, as featured number 8 tonight running the football.
They've had a good connection all night.
So a 3rd and long coming up for the Blue Devils.
Pressure.
Alvey gets out of the pressure, fires downfield, and incomplete at the 45-yard line. Was looking for Merlat. And a 4th down coming up, so Bowers will come on to punt the football with 9:15 to go in the 4th quarter. And Susquehanna Township trying to make it 3 straight wins in a row and get to 5 wins on the season, but more importantly, stay 3-1 in the Colonial Division. They lost to Mechanicsburg by 1 out of the Colonial, so that's why they have the 1 loss in the Mid-Penn Colonial Division. And of course, Susquehanna Township lost to Mechanicsburg, and in Greencastle, their only loss was the unbeaten East Pennsboro. Here's the punt by Bowers. Cyrus is going to let it go, and it was touched at the 40, and that's where the Indians will have the football. 9:06 to go, fourth quarter. It's time now for our catch of the game. Anderson Chimney Sweeps catch of the game. Like a good receiver, Anderson Chimney Sweeps is here, serving South Central PA's Chimney Sweep venting system experts. And of course, it's Lex Cyrus with this great catch. Of course, it was called back because of the penalty, but still an awesome catch by number 8, Lex Cyrus. That is our Anderson Chimney Sweeps catch of the game. Anderson Chimney Sweeps for all your chimney venting system services. Great catch there by Lex Cyrus, who has 2 touchdown catches on the night, and that great catch didn't count because of a penalty. Evans faked the handoff and kept it himself, but the Blue Devils were not fooled.
Evans a little mad at himself. I think he thought he could get to the outside on that one, kind of slipped up.
Saw Rule and Fogel there on the stop for Blue Devils, a loss of 5 yards on that play. So second down coming up, second and long for Susquehanna Township. A couple of long touchdowns. Smith at 46-yard run, and then Evans to Cyrus had a 65-yard and a 42-yard pass play hookups. And Evans had a 7-yard quarterback keeper for the second touchdown. There's Smith. Smith close to midfield, up to the 49-yard line. Merlat and Shiflett in on the stop. There's a penalty marker down.
On the offense, number 77.
A hold on Brendan Jones, the junior, 6'3", 305, called for the penalty. So second and even further for Susquehanna Township. Looking forward to seeing East Pennsboro next week. They have a struggling Northern York team tonight, so they should come into that game next week 7-0, undefeated. In control of the Mid-Penn Colonial as they'll take on Shippensburg next week. Week 8. Where is the season gone? Sheesh. Playoffs will be here in a couple of weeks. Teams fighting for positions in the playoffs. They send Smith in motion. Get it to Cyrus. Cyrus looking for running room. Good contained by the Blue Devils not to let Cyrus go. Flynn was in on the stop. Flynn with over 45 tackles this season and a sack for the junior. Last year he had 22 tackles. 3rd and 25. We talked about offensively. A lot of Solomon tonight for the Blue Devils. 11 touches with receptions and runs and 2 kick returns. So definitely that was the plan for the Blue Devils, to get Solomon involved in the offense. But the Indians, you got to give them credit, shutting out Greencastle tonight 25-0. 3rd and 25 for the sophomore quarterback, Torrin Evans. And Coach Heaton, he is so excited that his quarterback is only a sophomore. He got 2 more years with him. Cyrus running right side, makes a man miss, still on his feet. Cyrus getting upfield and tackled at about the 35, and Rule made the stop for Greencastle on Lex Cyrus.
And there's a flag on the play.
Another penalty down. Dead ball foul with 6:51 to go here in the game. Referees are talking things over. We'll wait for the call. Coach Heaton's very excited. I mean, Evans last year started as a freshman quarterback, and they're going to wave the flag off. Evans started last year as quarterback, had those growing pains, as you could imagine, a freshman quarterbacking a varsity team. And now having an outstanding sophomore season. But what's really exciting, you got Cyrus back next year. You got Kern back, the 2 top wide receivers, and then of course you have Evans next year as a junior.
Yeah.
Still has 2 more years to go, so Coach Heaton's very excited about the future for the Susquehanna Township Indians.
A lot of promise.
But they want to have a chance to win the division this year and get into the playoffs and make a run. Punt, bad snap, and falling on the football is Coons. And next week we'll see that East Pennsboro team that I talked about. East Pennsboro, the Panthers, undefeated, as they'll take on Shippensburg area. The Greyhounds are 2-4 overall, 1-2 in the Colonial. They're at Mechanicsburg tonight, so we'll see how Shippensburg area does tonight. East Pennsboro against Northern York, I imagine the Panthers heavily favored in that one, so they should be still undefeated when we see them next week, week number 8 of our WellSpan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. There is Coach Heaton. After 0-10 season in 2021, he got his team back to the playoffs last year, a winning season at 6-5. Looking for their 5th win of the season this year. They go to 5-2. Riley on the stop. He's been everywhere. Number 2 tonight. What a night Riley's having defensively. No gain, just getting back to the line of scrimmage on that run by the Blue Devils. Riley has been great. We've called his name a bunch tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely in double digits in tackles. He had 48 tackles coming into tonight. And he's at double-digit tackles on the night for number 2. He's been really good, the senior. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils, looking to get on the board. Here comes pressure from the edge, and down goes Alvey. The pressure was coming in pretty fast. They already have 3 quarterback sacks on the night.
Boy, did those edges shoot out of there off that snap of that ball. I thought it's coming to take head off.
Goodable, number 50, meeting at the quarterback for their 4th sack of the night. So you see number 50, the 5'10", 150-pound senior, rushing hard from his defensive end spot. 3rd and 18, 5 minutes to go in the game. A lot of 3rd downs for the Blue Devils tonight. Swing pass out of the backfield to Coons. Coons makes a man miss, gets up past the original line of scrimmage. So a 4th and 9 coming up, and Davis made the stop for Susquehanna Township. On the Carter Coons run after catch. So Greencastle will have to regroup, as next week they are home against Gettysburg and then at Mechanicsburg and Shippensburg area to end the season in a couple of weeks for Coach McCauley's team.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Number 3 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. It will be a 1st down.
So that penalty goes against Davis. Coach Heaton will not be happy. He's already out and on the field talking to him right now. Not happy at all with that penalty by Davis. This is an area that Coach Heaton will have to clean up. There you see him talking to Davis about the mistake. And there's a timeout on the field, and we will step aside as well. 25-0, Susquehanna Township. Coach Eaton's happy with the 25-0 lead, but not happy that his team has committed 11 penalties for 80 yards. You see him walking off the field, called a timeout to talk to his team about that. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Coons has 6 catches for 39 yards. Inside handoff there, loses 2 yards. As they gave it to Coons. Mason Leupold. Leupold, maybe the future president of the United States. We told you that story in the first half, that he's very big into politics, part of the youth and government down at the Capitol in Harrisburg.
Mason
scored that perfect score in his AP government test, something that only 15% of students do. Mason Leupold, remember that name in politics. Alvey looking to pass, setting it up, trying to set up the screen to Shiflett, and incomplete. So another 3rd down, a 3rd and 12. It's been tough for the Blue Devils on 3rd downs tonight. They came into the game only 27% on 3rd downs. And tough for them against the Indians defense. Susquehanna Township looking for their first shutout defensively of the season. The lowest point total they gave up was the 13 points scored against them in week 3 against Middletown. So this defense has gotten better as the season has gone on. 3rd and 12. Inside, the ball is on the turf as Ramsey tried to hand it to Coons, and that inside handoff that they run on the wing tee. The ball was on the turf. And Susquehanna Township has the football. Take a look.
Wow, yeah, just fumble.
So Mason Leupold is there to make the stop and fall on the football. So another turnover. That's 2 fumbles and an interception tonight. The turnovers for the Blue Devils. So the Indians will have the football back. 4-minute mark. Don't forget our WellSpan Sports Medicine Friday Night Rivals Championship Trophy presentation will happen in our post game. Keon will be down on the field with the Indians. And Coach Eaton, get a word from Coach and give the trophy to Susquehanna Township. We're going to move to 5-2 on the season with Northern York, East Pennsboro, and Gettysburg to play. Handoff straight ahead. Savell, the sophomore, took a pretty big hit. Got some, not a bad run on 1st down into Blue Devils territory with a 6-yard pickup. That was a frustration hit there by Logan Shiflett, the linebacker. So 2nd down, 2nd and 4, 3:30 to go in the game. Evans, handoff to Seville. Seville has the 1st down and more. Seville up to the 34-yard line, and a Bath Fitter 1st down run by Seville, the sophomore. Watch the good cut here. Cuts it inside, following his blockers. Tackle was made by Shiflett, number 44 for Greencastle. Bath Fitter 1st down run by the sophomore. You have a sophomore running back in the game now with the sophomore quarterback, Torrin Evans, who's been good tonight with 2 touchdown passes to Lex Cyrus. Has also run for a touchdown. So he's been in on 3 touchdowns, 3 of the 4 touchdowns on the night for the Indians. 1st and 10. Seville again. Inside, gets a couple of yards. Shiflett in there on the stop with Flynn. So the linebackers close up that hole. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Greencastle 5 of 17 on 3rd downs tonight. That's an area they struggled. They were in a lot of them. They were long 3rd downs. That's what makes it even harder. 2nd and 9, reaching the 2-minute mark of this game. Susquehanna Township shutting out Greencastle, 25-0. Evans hands it to Seville. Seville gets out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and there's a penalty marker down. Bunch of flags on the field here at Roscoe Warner Field on this homecoming. And congratulations to the homecoming queen, Skylar Coles, who was our scholar athlete tonight, our Schollenberger Januzzi Wolf LLP scholar athlete. Skylar Coles picks up that plaque, possibly could win a $3,000 scholarship, and is the homecoming queen. Great night for Skylar.
On the offense, number 16.
So a holding on one of the receivers, and that's what one thing that Coach Heaton talked to me about this week was how pleased he was with his wide receivers doing a great job after a catch was made to block downfield, but that time called for a hold. Penalties, that'll be something Coach will talk about when he breaks down this film. Too many of them tonight. A little smile from Coach Heaton. He knows he has to clean that up with his team. That'll cost him as the season goes on, with big games to come against East Pennsboro and Gettysburg in Week 9 and Week 10 if they want to have a chance at winning the Colonial Division Championship. Seville running right side. He's trapped in the backfield. Here comes Blue Devils, and they get the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. So Seville fought his way to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bangora on the stop. Loss of 1 yard. 3rd and long. So 3rd and 16. Clock running. Susquehanna Township go to 5-2, and Greencastle will also fall to 5-2. They'll be home. Greencastle will next week against Gettysburg. The stars shining tonight. Dorian Smith had the 46-yard touchdown. Evans had 2 touchdown passes to Lex Cyrus, who has over 40 catches on the season, and now 9 touchdown passes. Alman Negeti with the catch. Number 16 with the catch, a 4th and 12 after Negeti's catch. Under a minute to go, just 40 seconds. Coach Heaton and Susquehanna Township victorious on homecoming, 25-0. 5-2, looking to get in position in the 4A playoffs in District 3. Of course, Greencastle, a 5A team. They fall to 5-2. They would like to see if they can make the district playoffs as well. Seville with the run. We'll turn it over on downs as Flynn made the stop in our final 12 seconds of this game. So Susquehanna Township victorious on their homecoming, 25-0. Smith with a big night running the football. Evans, the sophomore quarterback, was great. And Lex Cyrus, one of the fastest men in the state, put on a show tonight. Over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. Next week we'll see East Pennsboro undefeated, 6-0, the top team in the Mid-Penn Colonial. We'll have a showdown with Susquehanna Township in Week 9 in 2 weeks. Susquehanna Township calls timeout here with 12 seconds to go from Roscoe Warner Field. We had some rain. It rained pretty heavily in the second quarter, and then it stopped. Let's take a look. Tomorrow we have college football, SEC, Alabama. Crimson Tide tomorrow on CBS 21 as they take on Texas A&M. That's an intriguing game to me. I'll make sure I'm watching that. And then the NFL on Sunday, it's a rivalry. Anytime the Ravens and the Steelers can play, that's on Sunday at 1 o'clock after the NFL today. And then at 4:15, Kansas City and Minnesota. The Vikings got their first win of the season last week. See if they can keep their winning ways. Steelers have been disappointing this year. They'll take on the Ravens at 1 o'clock on Sunday. That is our final here of the Wellspan Sports Medicine's Friday Night Rivals. Susquehanna Township gets a 25-0 win over Greencastle. We'll be back with the post-game report coming up from Roscoe Warner Field. Susquehanna Township wins on homecoming 25-0 over Greencastle for their 5th win of the season. The Stars were bright tonight. Cyrus, 7 catches, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. Smith, 13 carries, 125 yards and a touchdown. The sophomore quarterback, Evans, 11 of 17, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's time for our championship trophy presentation down on the field with Keon. Keon, take it away.
Appreciate it, Phil. I'm here with Coach. Coach, that was a huge win tonight, 25-0. What can you say about your team here tonight on homecoming?
I think they just trusted the process. We talked about it this week. We had a great week of practice, and I always say good Thursdays make great Fridays. And right now we're going to have a great Friday.
Yes, sir. Your Week 7 Friday Night Rivals champion, Susquehanna Township.
Let's go!
Yeah, break it out.
There's the championship trophy presentation to Susquehanna Township that moves to 5-2. Next week they're at Northern York. Greencastle falls to 5-2. Next week they're home against Gettysburg. CBS 21 would like to take a moment to thank WellSpan Sports Medicine. But first, let me tell you what's coming up next week. Week number 8. It's Shippensburg and East Pennsboro. East Pennsboro, a lot of attention with them. They are undefeated. Maybe the story of the Mid-Penn Colonial. They should be undefeated going into next week's game against Shippensburg as they play Northern York tonight. That is week number 8. It's Shippensburg at East Pennsboro on Friday Night Rivals. Again, we'd like to thank WellSpan Sports Medicine, who make these games possible to the viewers, and also everyone else that contributes to Friday Night Rivals. WellSpan Sports Medicine, Highmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Schellenberger Januzzi Wolf LLP, Bath Fitter, Kitchen Saver, West Shore Home, Pennsylvania Air National Guard, Able & Son Roofing, Members One Federal Credit Union, Pennsylvania Air National Guard, OSS Health, Giant Foods, Anderson Chimney Sweeps, and Barber Styling Institute. To watch this game anytime, anywhere, check it out on CBS21.com. Friday Night Rivals is a production of the Sports Fever Television Network. Thanks to Matthew Bukovich on stats and Hannah Richmond, our spotter, my partner, Keon Claiborne, and the entire Friday Night Rivals production crew. I'm Phil Shaner saying good night, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Friday Night Rivals. The final tonight from Harrisburg, Susquehanna Township 25, Greencastle 0.